Cuttings for beginners for the summer. You want to be lean for the summer. Imagine you walking by the beach. It's sunny, the waves are out, your six pack is also out. You look like Brad Pitt, look at that. With a bicep vein in your arms, bang. The tens, they're watching you from the lounge chairs. The MILFs are looking like from under the little sunglasses, eyeing you up. I'm cutting right now. That's where I want to get to. And if you share that goal, I'm going to show you what I'm doing to get there so you can be one step closer to being lean and being big. No more relapsing, no more confusion, no more like not knowing what to do. Let's get shredded for the summer, okay? Story time. Before I started lifting, I was 90 kilos and fat. I have a picture here somewhere. That's horrendous. That is horrible. Like, God, can't believe that's going to be on the internet from now on, but it is, okay? I started my journey cutting weight. I started my lifting journey. I started cutting. The problem was I was always hungry, and towards the evening, around 11 or 12, I'd go downstairs and have a shameful affair with a cheese toastie, these melted cheese sandwiches. They were my kryptonite. And I was ashamed to say that happened for a long time. Anyway, I learned not to do that. It's only when I learned, the 5 commandments of cutting. Ooh, there we are. The 5 commandments of cutting. Did I actually shed the pounds? So I cut, then I bulked, and now I'm cutting again. So, how do you cut? First of all, you have to track your calories. Why? Because if you don't track your calories, you're probably not going to be in a deficit. Because if you don't know what you eat, or if you think about it this way, your habits you have now has gotten you to the weight that you currently are. Therefore, you're eating enough calories to stay where you currently are. You need to track everything on MyFitnessPal, everything you eat, so you know how many calories the things you eat have. And then you know how much protein the things you eat have. The easiest way to fail a cut is to not know what you're eating, to not realize that the sources you're having have too many calories, to not realize that, hey, you have no idea how much protein is in an egg, and you have no idea if you're getting enough protein, and you're just going in completely blind. Track your calories. How many calories should you eat? Let's get rid of that, actually. Let's never let anyone see that again. This website, I think, is the best. It's musclehacking.com. It's a calorie calculator. I like it because you can click for more info, and it basically gives you like loads of information. So I definitely recommend. Okay. Protein. Gram per pound of body weight. I'm mentioning this specifically because it's way more important when you do cut, right? When you're bulking, your body has an excess amount of energy, of calories. So if you get 0.8 grams per pound of body weight, you're fine. But when you're cutting, your body's on a deficit and it's looking for ways to make up for that. So it's going to burn your fat. But if you also don't have enough protein, it's going to start burning your muscle because it needs a certain amount of protein. And if you don't get it in your diet, you're just going to get it from, your arms, which you don't want that, right? Swear, there we are. Bang. So, steak, lovely bit of protein, great source of like amino acids, really wholesome. Eggs, delicious, cheap, great for testosterone. Couldn't recommend them more. Chicken, bit cheaper, really good, tasty. And if you're on like a university student budget, like I am, canned tuna. It's a little grim, but it has all the omega-3s and fatty acids that are good for you. And a whole lot of protein powder, like 2 or 3 scoops a day, because it is generally the cheapest and most convenient source of protein that you can find. It may not be the best for your skin, and it is very processed, obviously, but I think for most people it's definitely something they should have. Carbs. I'm not super against carbs. I like bread. It's delicious. But fats are really important for testosterone. You need to keep them if you want to be healthy and be a good weight and have all of this. And protein is really, really, really important to make muscle. Okay, like you can't make muscle without it. It's literally muscles made of protein. So carbohydrates are the thing that have to really be sacrificed first, in my opinion. Have some carbs before the gym, and that's it. That's what I do. I have some bread and honey, hit my workout. Everything else, mostly fats and protein. That helps me stay more satisfied, and that also helps me, you know, maintain my hormonal health and make sure my muscles don't shrink. Yes? Intermittent fasting and coffee is another hack, okay? This is called the Andrew Tate diet, you know, 3 cigars, 15 coffees, 3 ribeyes, whatever. First of all, I don't eat like 14 hours of the day. If I start eating, I'm just going to get hungry an hour later. So I just push that window out. I tried 16, but I like to do 14 just because of more protein. You know, you get more protein in a longer window. Try it out. Try 12, try 14, try 16. See what works for you. Coffee is a great hack. I have 2 a day. If you have a high tolerance, you can have more. Coffee makes you less hungry. It's great. And I don't recommend smoking in regards to the cigars. But if you do already smoke, it is good for curbing your appetite. So you might as well use that. Okay? Cavemen have anti-fragile eating habits. What does that mean? As a caveman, you don't eat 3-4 square meals a day. Like, you probably don't eat anything for 2 or 3 days except for a few berries. Then, like, someone kills a boar, and then you eat like 4,000 calories of boar meat. Okay? You're not meant to just be constantly satisfied and always eating. Especially if you're like an ambitious guy. I find my energy is way better if I do intermittent fasting, so I can't recommend it more. Like right now it's the morning, I haven't eaten anything yet. Just water. Now this is a really important mindset to have. And warning, if you have like anorexia, I wouldn't recommend continuing watching the video. So if you have that problem, click away now. Mindset's super important. The main key thing you need to know is that it's normal to be hungry sometimes. Okay? Like I mentioned, cavemen, they sometimes were hungry, and that's okay. You aren't going to die if you're hungry. When you work out, you expect to feel the burn if something is working. You expect to be sore sometimes. You expect to, at the last couple of reps, it's going to really like push you. When you cut, you should expect to be hungry. It is okay. If it's a super persistent, difficult to like tolerate hunger, then maybe you need to change some things up. Are you getting enough water? Are you drinking enough coffee? Have you slept 8 hours the night before? Okay, 8.5 ideally, because then it makes up for the fact that you don't sleep the entire night, not usually. Is your fasting window good enough? Are you having enough protein? Are your fats having enough fats? Volume, like, here's another key thing with diet. Have a lot of vegetables. Vegetables are a great source of just satiety, because you can have an entire plate of vegetables and it's like 60 calories. So when I say don't have carbs, ignore fruits and veg. Have as much fruits and veg as you want, except for bananas, because they're actually quite calorific. So just blueberries, raspberries, mangoes, lettuce, onions. Onions are really good for your testosterone. Have loads of those if you're hungry, because it fills your belly up. And if you fill your belly up, you'll be fine. But sometimes you're going to be hungry. If you're on like a 500-600 calorie deficit, which is the calorie deficit I would recommend, check out the calorie calculator. It explains everything. But your deficit shouldn't be more than like 600, I don't think, if you want to maintain muscle optimally. But it's normal to be hungry, and that's all right, as long as it's something that isn't crazy and is totally tolerable. So yeah, that's it. You follow these 5 commandments and you will be shredded for summer. I'm going to be posting update videos on my cut, because I started at like 93 kilos, now I'm 89. I'm going to get to like 83, 84 because I'm doing an MMA fight. So, I don't know, keep in touch for that, I guess. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Like and subscribe. See you later. Bye-bye.